So, all right, so we'll just start off with you introducing yourself. So, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about yourself and I guess who you are.
Sure. My name is Gina Picard. I'm the superintendent for the Chariho Regional School District. I've been in education for over 27 years, and this is my fourth year as the superintendent in Chariho.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk to us and let potential buyers of this property know about how great this school district is. As a graduate of the school district, I loved my time here, especially reflecting back. I realized I wouldn't be where I am today without the support that the school system has, especially for entrepreneurs, which is really great.
It's nice to
So, yeah, so why don't we start off with academic excellence? And can you highlight the academic achievements of the Chariho School District, especially in comparison to other districts?
Absolutely. So recently, the state came out with the new accountability data, which is how we're ranked across the state. And our elementary schools are all 4 or 5-star schools. So they're at the top 10 in the state.
Mm-hmm.
Our middle school is in the top 10%, and our high school is 7 out of 100 high schools. So we rank 7th this year. Overall, we have some of the strongest data in the state, regardless of the grade level. We are really proud of the growth. We are back to our pre-pandemic status. So while there was some concerns with learning across the state and the district, we have done our recovery really well. We've used our ESSER dollars wisely to ensure that those impacts were very strategic. And the growth that we're seeing with our students across grade levels is impeccable. And like I said, that all of our schools are 4 or 5-star elementary, as well as our middle and high school being in the top of the state.
Very cool. So what programs or initiatives contribute to the academic success of students?
So one of the highlights for the district is our Chariho Career and Tech program, which is really one of our shining stars. Recently, for example, our construction technology students were involved in Habitat for Humanity. So they built a home from the ground up, and we just did that ribbon cutting last week, which was really wonderful. Our school committee will be recognizing those students and their instructor, who's also a Chariho graduate,
Very cool.
Mr. Bannister. And so it's programs like that. So really, our high school is designed for students who are looking for college career, if they want to go right into the workforce, or if they're looking to go right to college. We have those opportunities. Our advanced placement, our honors students, we have over 1,000 students in our high school, and 800 of them plus are in a career and tech program. So while some students don't take on a pathway after high school, they have that skill set.
Right.
So you may be in construction and technology and not want to be a contractor, but you're looking to be able to fix things in your home.
Right.
So that allows opportunities for students that we think really accelerate our ability to find interest and keep kids challenged. In our elementaries, we have what we call school specialty themes, where Richmond Elementary School's focus is health and wellness. We have our Hopkinton schools focused on STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And then our Charlestown school is outdoor learning, and all of that comes with that. We have, while the house that you're selling right now would be in our new lines of Richmond Elementary School, as a member of the regional school district, you can use what we call our inter-district transfer policy to select any one of our schools based on their theme. And as long as enrollment allows for it, we usually allow that family to choose the school. They just have to provide transportation if it's not the school closest to them.
Right. Great. So now why don't we move on to extracurricular activities in the school district? And how diverse are the extracurricular activities available to students?
So we have to do a lot of good work, especially with some of our partner towns and recreation departments, as well as our community partners. We have a robust drama program at the elementary, middle, and high school level. So it's always fun to watch. And our high school students are actually training our elementary students. So they perform the play, and then they run the entire show using the elementary students as their actors. Whereas in our drama department for the high school, we have a theater program. So it's definitely very robust. We also have a robotics team, our science, technology, engineering opportunities with robotics, and our ability to have a robust industry arts. So every year in March and April, we hold what we call the Artisy. It's a large community event where we celebrate all that we do with our extracurricular arts, music. We have choral programs happening all day. We share all of our industry arts. Kids can come to our culinary and create cupcakes, our cosmetology, and get makeup and lessons and their nails done. And then we have the welding program and marine tech, where we show our automotive. So there's a lot of opportunities where even students who are beyond our academics can enhance. We have things like what we call peer-to-peer to support emotional, mental health needs, to destigmatize things that come along with mental health, that our students in middle school and high school are trained by the University of Michigan at the University of Rhode Island every year to be able to facilitate those extracurricular groups at their schools and really ensure that our students know how to access support and how to access what they need. We're really proud of our what we call our multi-tiered systems of support, and it's really about thinking about the child as a whole, whether it's behavior, academic, or just mental health. It's thinking through what is in the best interest of each child and how do we ensure that they know what resources are available to them and how they can access those resources.
Right. Can you share any success stories or notable achievements in these extracurricular programs?
Oh, yeah. I mentioned the Habitat for Humanity.
Right.
And also, I mean, just some special achievements overall is the kind of educators that we have across the district. We recently had a Milken Award winner. A Milken Award winner is basically like the Oscars of teaching. So Paige Letty is a Richmond Elementary School reading specialist, and which is in the home. She was awarded that in October as the educator. We had a national STEM educator at the middle school for her performance as a STEM educator, Michelle Connery, Britain. She was just awarded that. And we actually had our CALA program teacher, Adrienne. She was just awarded for the environmental education. So we do a lot of work with what we call green schools. Our recycling programs happen elementary, middle, and high, what we call green teams. We have a greenhouse at Richmond Elementary School where they grow vegetables and fruits. They have a food cart created by the Boy Scouts, and that they sell fruits and vegetables, and they also donate to the food pantry.
Very cool.
So the greenhouses are large, and from our Chariho Rotary, we get donations from them to be able to enhance that work. But from health and wellness to kindness initiatives that we do, and to really think through, one of the things that have happened was I have a superintendent student education panel. So they're involved in really the goal is increasing student voice in our district. So they're a part of policy decisions. They're a part of school improvement teams. They were part of our district strategic plan. They came to our community visioning meeting for capital improvement. So they have an active voice. So we're really proud of the level up that we have with students across elementary, middle, and high. So it's not just our high schools that have access to enrichment. It's also our elementary and middle.
Right. So next we're going to move on to community involvement. I know that you kind of alluded to this with Habitat for Humanity, but how does the school district engage with the local community?
So we actually are really lucky. We have wonderful partners. We're on a task force. We have Wellbeing Collaborative, which used to be called the Chariho Youth Task Force. It's actually Chariho graduates who have built out entrepreneurial work to give back to the community. They hold opportunities for our students and our community regarding mental health, wellness, opportunities for hiking, recreational activities to really build bonds and build relationships across community. We do community cleanings. We have community projects where our students are involved in parades. Our musical choral program just went down to the airport and did a flash mob and, sort of gave people who are waiting in long lines some opportunity to have some joy. So we really try to get our kids out into the community so that the community can engage with them and see those opportunities. Our culinary program hosts dinners for our seniors at Thanksgiving, and we have a big buffet that happens in February or March. It also promotes our Skills USA students who go in with their career and tech program. They are getting ready to compete across the nation. We've had national winners. We've had state winners with all kinds of opportunities. But overall, I mean, the level of community partners from our, Westerly Credit Union, from Chariho Rotary, from Community 2000, from Wood River Health, all really strong, good partners. And they all actually attend our Odyssey event to be able to share with the community what resources are available for them as families.
Very cool. Actually, why don't we get into Artisy a little bit?
Okay.
Because I loved that when I was here. So do you want to explain a little bit about what that is?
Sure. Artisy is a day-long event
Yep.
that happens, this year it's happening March 23rd. It's open to the entire community. So actually, even if you don't live in Richmond, Hopkinton, or Charlestown, it's an open event where we celebrate our artists from kindergarten through 12th grade. So if you walked in the doors, I'll give you a visual, you'll come across on the left in the gymnasium of the middle school where we have beautiful panels of artwork, ceramics, different kinds of projects, printing, all that you can think of. 3D print, we have 3D printers so that you can see the kinds of level of arts that happen across the district. And then leaving the gymnasium, you'll have access to some community resources. You'll see a Community 2000 table. I have a table that says Ask Me About Chariho, so people can just talk to me about what they want to know about the district. Our finance director has a table for Ask Me About the budget, because our budget is voted on by our taxpayers. So anyone that moves into our district would, every April, they are asked to go to the town halls to vote yes or no on our school budget. So they have an active voice in that work. And then you go further down the hall, we have some additional opportunities in our library. All of our career and tech booths are set up, our welding, our programs, our marine tech. And then you get to speak to students in those programs and interact with some of the things that they do and create those stations. And in our cafeterias, our set up our cosmetology, hair appointments, makeup, all of those fun activities, as well as building cupcakes with culinary. And then further down into the auditorium, we have our chorus program. So all of our chorus programs from elementary, middle, and high have a set time and a schedule where they sing with families, and that's very well attended, standing room only often. So we have music happening all day long with the bands. Our Chariho Boosters is a wonderful partner. They actually provide the food and opportunities for families to have something, to eat while they're attending this event. And then we have our STEAM program run by Ms. Gina where it's basically about 5 rooms and they're organized by theme and event. Last year we did The Greatest Showman. So all of our STEAM activities were based on that topic. Our kids come in, the volunteers, they have their shirts on. But it really is a very hands-on event that allows students to attempt and try all kinds of things with robotics and industry arts and then our visual arts.
Very cool. So now we're going to move on to student support. And what support systems are in place for students who may need additional assistance?
So we have just started a district leadership team that's around what we call multi-tiered systems of support. And basically that just means that we provide a whole picture, sort of 360 look at every student. And what we call tier one. Tier one means that it's what everyone gets. Like that's your standards, your mental health, behavioral. We make sure it's in place for everybody. And then when we think about a tier 2, it means, okay, we may have a student who needs more support, either behaviorally, academically, social, emotionally. And then we devise a plan really specific to that student within their general setting so that they can be successful. We have social workers, school psychologists. We have reading specialists and math specialists at every one of our schools. We have the opportunity with what we call our response to intervention teams, and parents are active members of those teams to be able to think through what will that child need to be supported in order to be successful. Right. So we're really, I want to say, based on what we hear from the state of Rhode Island, we're the furthest along in the state when it comes to that work, and we've all of our teachers are youth mental health trained. So that provides, and we do the extensive training. So there's some quick trainings, but we do a full day training for all our teacher assistants, for our bus drivers, for our educators. And that allows teachers to understand sort of how to handle not just their student stress and mental health needs, but their own, so that they can come in ready for our kids. We do a lot of work with trauma-informed work. There was a law that was passed in Rhode Island. So we actually have some work that we're doing with effective school solutions to give our teachers some professional learning opportunities that enhance their skills around trauma and around how to handle that with students who are dealing with trauma. And when I say trauma, it doesn't necessarily have to be something terrible. It could be simply a child going through a divorce, a child who's lost a grandparent, any kind of thing that impacts a child that we would need to be able to think thoughtfully about so that they're successful during the school day.
Very cool. So now we're going to move on to educational philosophy. Could you describe the overall educational philosophy of the Chariho School District?
Sure. Well, one thing we say is that, the Chariho School District is truly, it's the district's greatest asset. So as a region, it's the asset of all three towns. We're sort of like the hub, if you will. But the philosophy is, it's probably right behind me, all kids all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it really means that every decision that we make should be in the best interest of all students. So sometimes people think, oh, well, my child, and every parent's responsibility is to advocate for their child. But as the superintendent in the district, it's our responsibility to advocate for all children. So when we say all children all the time, it's really ensuring that every time we're thinking about any plan, whether it's a capital improvement plan or an academic plan, will we ensure that this is what's best for all kids?
Mm-hmm.
Are we creating successful pathways for kids so that we're not creating barriers? But in the end, that's really our philosophy, that all our decisions are focused and student-centered.
Great. So next we'll move on to parental involvement. How does the school district encourage and facilitate parental involvement?
So just like I mentioned about student voice being elevated, our parent voice has been elevated. Back in 2019, the state switched some of the school improvement laws, which sort of devised a plan on how they wanted school improvement to look. And our parents are active members of school improvement teams. And we really ensured that that's not just a compliance thing for Chariho, but our parents are involved in policy decisions. They're involved in the operations of the school, the academic needs. They helped create the school improvement plans. We're involved in a survey. We ask parents, you may not be the parent that can come to school and be a volunteer during the day, but by responding to our surveys, that feedback we use in our school improvement planning. So that ensures that their voice is being heard. So we really try to make opportunities for our parents to have multiple ways to be involved. And it doesn't mean that you have to be at school. There's lots of ways as a parent you can support your child and the district without having to be a volunteer. So that I think our schools, our principals are always doing outreach. I'm going to a parent meeting tonight at Charlestown. So I get invited, the PTAs invite me to their meetings, and we have some of the best PTAs. Richmond, where this home is going to be sold, is one of our strongest PTAs. They run so many fabulous events that our students look forward to and are really excited about. We have the color run, the kids are, raise money for their school, and everyone throws these color bombs at them, and they just love that. But our PTAs do enhance that sort of climate and culture. And I think our parents are one of our greatest assets, because they really are our strength, because they allow us really to be partners in their child's lives.
Great. So we'll move on to technology integration. So how is technology integrated into the curriculum to enhance learning?
So, and technology is a balance, especially if we're thinking about elementary students, because technology is a part of life, whether people like that or not, it is. And even now we're having conversations about artificial intelligence, but overall, we're a one-to-one district, and actually Chariho was the first in the state to be a one-to-one district. Once COVID hit, now everybody is sort of on that bandwagon. But there's also a balance, right? We have to make sure that our students have screen time and no screen time, and that they can still do writing. There are students who prefer typing versus writing longhand, and it's giving them those choices. But ultimately, all of our curriculum now is available on their technology. We have site licenses so that it's easily accessible to them, so you don't have to carry a large textbook. But the way that it's integrated is there are voices that they can have something read to them. They can have videos. There's multiple opportunities for you to have different ways to engage with your learning without having just be one way. So it allows the teachers sort of a larger capacity to be able to reach students. But technology is involved in all ways here. It's amazing. And our kids, I think the teachers do a very nice job of finding the balance so that it's appropriate for the age level, but that the students can use it to enhance what they're doing.
Right. Great. So now we'll move on to safety measures. And what safety measures does the district have in place to ensure the safety and well-being of students?
That's a great question. And actually, I'm really proud of the work we've done with safety since I've been here. So we have all schools are required to have an emergency plan, which is a state requirement. But even more importantly, we have a really great partnership with our police chiefs, with our AMA directors, with our fire departments. They are part of our district safety team. We meet very frequently to discuss ways to enhance safety and security. We have made significant upgrades to radio communications and communications across the district. I can't tell you all the secrets because it's important.
Yeah.
We're really proud of the level of safety and the coordination that it takes, because even on the main campus, which we have multiple schools here, we have coordinated effort that if something happens in one building at a drop of a hat, we can all respond and we can all do what's appropriate. But like I said, our police chiefs and our fire chiefs are really, really helpful in us. They come as observers, they watch drills, they provide feedback, and the state police are also a part of that team. And we are often complimented about how we are really have a level up across the state. We just were one of the first high schools that completed Project Adam. And I don't know if you're familiar with Project Adam, but it's basically responding to a cardiac event.
Okay.
And basically the state told us that Chariho High School and Chariho Middle School have raised the bar and we're the team to beat. So that the way that we really take it very seriously, and while nobody wants to have any of these events happen, we do feel that our team is strongly trained and continues their updating of training. Every 3 years, my principals are FEMA trained, and then we get training every year and meet as a district safety team monthly for drills, and then semester for updates and reviews.
Great. So now we'll move on to future plans, and we'll end with this too. I know you alluded to it a little earlier about what's coming to the district if it's voted in. And can you share those upcoming plans or developments for the district?
Sure. So every district required by the state has to have a 5-year capital improvement plan. Our district is up and we need to have a new plan. Part of that plan needs, we have to determine, based on our facility needs, how are we going to fix those needs or address those needs? And new construction has to be considered as a state criteria. When we did that evaluation, it was very clear to us that our facilities are old. They're well loved and well kept, but they're old, and they were built for 1935 education. And we're asking our students and our educators to be 21st century learners and educators in buildings that were designed very differently. So the building committee, the Necessity for School Construction Committee, is putting forward a plan that the school committee has also approved and will approve the stage 2 plan to build 3 new elementary schools. So it'll be 1 in each one of our towns. And being a regional district, like I said, our students can attend any school, but the goal of the new plan would be to ensure that we're making our families attend the school closest to their home, which kind of makes sense, right? You want to, because it's easier access and it allows for a smaller bus ride. We're 128 square miles for a district. So even the weather can be interesting. One town can say, oh, there's no snow, and another town has 3 inches of snow. So there's lots of coordination effort. But for the buildings right now, it would be to build on the existing sites of our Ashaway Elementary School in Hopkinton, our Richmond Elementary School in Richmond, and our Charlestown Elementary School in Charlestown. There is conversation about changing names because being a regional district, sometimes our families are confused. And they'll assume that a certain school is their school. And while the town pays the tuition, so Richmond will pay the tuition for a Richmond student, like I said, there's opportunities. If you live in certain areas in Hope Valley, you actually are closer to the Richmond Elementary School. So that would be, and that's how we have designed the lines, really thoughtful about that. And to ensure that our class sizes are reasonable. The largest class size we have right now is 22. And typically our class sizes range right now 15 to 22. Next year, if we decommission Hope Valley, our school committee is thinking about that because we have decreased enrollment over the last few years, about 1%, not as fast as some other districts. But with that decrease, we definitely are trying to make sure that our student services are safeguarded and become more efficient so that we can be thoughtful about our dollars, but not increase class sizes. So by closing Hope Valley within either next year or within the next couple of years, we'll go to 3 schools, and even with 3 schools, our class sizes will be no more than about 22 based on our current projections.
Great. Well, that pretty much wraps it up, and I really appreciate your time. This is a lot of great information for potential families looking to move to the school district.
And always happy to answer any questions they may have.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.